Yo, how we doing, guys? How's your weekend going? Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there, by the way. I got to spend a little time with my dad today. Doing this stream on a full stomach. We had lasagna and garlic bread and salad. It was delicious, by the way. Watched a little bit of the U.S. Open golf tournament. Man, it's nice to see pro golfers struggle, isn't it? Holy cow. But I see the markets are flying around this evening. We do have a new ad to the stream as well. If you look at the bottom left-hand side of your screen, there is now a P&L for what I'm up and down on the session. So you guys will get to keep track of the P&L for these streams as well. Kayla, I mainly trade the NQ. I do dabble into ES and YM. Also, I've been trying my hand at gold lately, but mainly NQ. That's closed position. So, like, I've made 575 tonight. Yeah, Kenny. Yeah. My editor said something about that earlier. I need to buy some like non-logoed non-logoed apparel or customize one with my logo on it. Got to do something else though. It's US Tech on MetaTrader. Yeah, it's NQ on all these. On the live streams, I mainly trade just the prop accounts that I have. I don't really trade my personal too much because I do more swing trading on my personal. So it's not really good for the live stream. What's up, Richard? Well, welcome back, guys. We'll see how tonight's stream goes. I'm not sure what to expect as far as viewership is concerned. With it being Father's Day and everything, a lot of people are probably still celebrating. I know we got a lot of dads in our community, so we'll give them a pass today. Evening Roman, evening Fletcher, Casper, Yoji, Gixer, Savvy, Optical, Kayla, Fletch. Fletch, how was your weekend, by the way? Evening Kenny, Optical. Man, I'm reading double names here, aren't I? Richard, Brad, welcome. Looks like we got about 20 people in here right now. If you guys could, beginning of the stream, hit that thumbs up button for me. Are we getting ready? Evening, Matt. Lunatic. Are we getting ready to go religious traders? No. There's two topics of conversation that we try to avoid in my live streams. Well, in my community in general. One, religion. The other, politics. Often those lines get blurred because trading and politics often go hand in hand. And currently politics and religion are going hand in hand. So it's kind of hard to stay away from. But those are the two most divisive topics out there. So we try to stay away from them. Hey, what's up, Pegs? Enjoy your Father's Day, brother. Hey, Savvy. Enjoy your evening. Glad you guys popped in. What I'm looking for is this rejection here at 700, 720 to step in. If we get back below central pivot here at like 677, I'll probably try a short targeting 600. Hey, Mason, are you here? Yoshi, open season on discussing the Colts. Mason, are you here? Hang on, guys. I gotta get Mason here. Don't worry, guys. We're getting. What's up, George? How are you, brother? Yeah, George, I agree. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Hopefully, you guys spent some time with your dads. Frank, yes. Contract rollover is a crazy week. So, yes, it does have an effect. You've got people trying to get out of positions that they've been holding for this whole time. Yeah, I'm still trading June. I won't roll till next weekend. I'll be trading June this entire week. Yeah, there is like a 200-point difference, Kenny. No, that's just how the contracts generally roll over, Frank. There's usually a gap in between the two contracts. All right, it looks like Mason took care of it for me. Thank goodness. I was like, what is going on here? Yeah, so guys, they'll trade, like, they'll still move similar. What you want to do is you want to look at the open interest on contracts. I believe the CME has open interest on both trading contracts. When the volume traded on the M contract is higher than the U contract, that's typically when you want to roll. I'm not sure what it is yet. I haven't looked at it today. I'll probably look at it tomorrow morning and see where the open interest is. But when the volume flips over to the new contract, that's typically when you want to roll your contracts. Frank, the advantage is pretty much what I just said. More volume. They move the same though, roughly. But you always want to be trading the one that has the most open interest, the most volume. No, Lunatic. Rollover is going to be at the end of this week. Or at least that's when I'm going to roll. All right. What do we got going on here? Let's see. The Dom, there's still interest up around 700. I kind of want to see 700 get traded one more time before I decide what I'm going to do here. As you can see, I'm already up on the night. Yeah, of course, Lunatic. I'm already up on the evening. P&L is now at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. You'll be able to track what I'm up for the Globex session or down, whichever. But we kind of wanted to get that visible so there's a level of transparency. I realized kind of with the thumbnails being what they are now, where we're running kind of like a running P&L for the Globex streams, it could be misleading. And I don't want people tuning in and going, oh man, this guy's making $6,000. Because I'm definitely not up $6,000 on this stream. I've taken one trade. So how is all your guys' weekend going? Are we actively trading this is the question. Or are we kind of waiting like I am here? Let's see. Gixer, you said you were trading gold. Man, gold is flying. Oh, you're up a K, George? Nice. Nice. Doing better than me. Bet you're up double what I am right now. Gixer, are you more like a scalper, or do you look for the bigger moves? Looks like we got 23 people in here. That's good for this early in the stream. Welcome, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I do realize, so I watched back Thursday's stream, and I apologize. I was kind of not ready for the response that I was getting on those live streams. That was kind of a step up in the streamer world for my channel. So I was very, very grateful and a little overwhelmed. So I'm going to try to not do that from here on out. I mean, hopefully the channel continues to grow and things like that won't be as is emotional even the right term? Exciting, you know? Do what? Fletcher, there was a moment there when we hit the 800 sub mark, right? Because before the stream, I don't know what we were sitting at sub count wise before that stream. But Mason was like, hey, let's get to 780. And I was like, no, F that. Let's get to 800, jokingly, right? Joking. And then it just kept piling on. It was like we were getting close to like almost 100 concurrent viewers on the stream. Close to like, I don't know what the stream ended at. I don't know. I don't even know what the stream ended at, but it's like 750 or 800 views total, which is just crazy for my live streams. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. I like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. It was it meant the world to me. I know Mason was really excited to see what was going on. I was yeah, you know, Fletch, like I was super happy. I was super happy. I couldn't even concentrate on trading. I couldn't even talk about trading. Yeah, thanks, Frank. I was shocked. I never thought that that many people would want to tune in to one of my live streams, you know. I just never anticipated that. So thank you. Thank you. I mean, I realize a lot of you like my trading plans, you like my levels. I get that, you know. But as far as a live stream is concerned, I'm just a normal guy, man. You know, like I don't feel like I'm that entertaining and I'm an average trader. I'm not like the world's greatest trader either, nor will I ever claim to be. I just try to do right by people and teach them what I know, and hopefully I can learn something from you guys as well. You know, I feel like our niche lacks that, and that's kind of why we started the thing. You know, that's kind of why I watched Trades by Matt back in the day, because I felt that genuine honesty and not wanting to mislead people or be a pushy salesperson. So I was just yeah, it was all a little overwhelming. That's all. And maybe it was a one-off thing, right? Yeah, Gixer. I mean, that's pretty much the environment that I want to have out there. You know, we're a tight community. We want to help each other out, and those who want to join up and have some fun along the way while trading, you know, join up. Join up. I think we have a good community. There's a lot of good traders in here, better than me, a lot better traders than me. Am I a profitable trader? Yeah, I'm a profitable trader. Am I a full-time trader? Yeah, I'm a full-time trader. Have I found a way to find good support and resistance levels? Yeah. Yeah, I can find good support and resistance levels. My execution still lacks sometimes. I've learned how to be extremely patient, which is why I kind of felt like live streaming probably wasn't the move for me. But because I'm not in a trade a lot of the time. Oh, nice, George. You're going full-time next month? Nice. Nice. But yeah, guys, I can't thank you enough for the support and the love. You guys are real ones. All you day oneers. I mean, I consider everybody here right now a day oneer. If this thing ever does grow, hopefully one day I can include all of you in a part of this. And I know Mason appreciates it too. Oh, I saw someone said the editor's putting in some work. By the way, that intro, that's been there for a couple months now. But yeah, it's a pretty sweet intro. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. But yeah, if you're new here and just tuning in for the first time, again, I'm Wes. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to support the channel, click that subscribe button. Yeah, Gixer, I run that right before I go live every time. Yeah, you're a normal guy, but are you really? I don't know, Fletch. I feel pretty normal, you know. I have my quirks, I guess, just like everybody. I'm definitely no wizard. Guys, I know you think I do something special, and I know when people tune in, they see my levels and they see price react at my levels, and they're like, how does he do it? There's got to be some crazy mathematical formula involved. He's got to know something that he's not saying. There's got to be more to it than what he is saying. There's really not. I go to higher time frames and look left. Like that's pretty much what I do. There is nothing special that I do. And I think that's what throws people off a little bit, is the simplicity of it, right? Because the markets are really complex. And I think they think there's just no way that something this simple can work, but it does. Yeah, Frank, that's something that's a little bit different. So I don't really go month by month anymore because the swings in trading are so big. I try to stretch it out over like a 6-month time period. Like I need to make this in 6 months because I really only pull once a year. You know, I'll take small payouts here and there, but I really only take my money once a year so that everything is in one condensed pay form. I funnel it into an LLC, and then I pay myself an annual salary. That's the way that I deal with my finances and trading. But everybody else might be different. You know, they might have 5 prop accounts where they're taking as many payouts as they possibly can. I don't like to have that confusion come tax time. So that's how I deal with my payments. But everybody's different, right? Like, some people are in dire need of money. Lunatic, here's the thing, right? Like, someone has said that prior. Someone has said, Wesley Snipes, that would be a good name. However, I think my name is good for SEO purposes, right? There's no other WesleyEmeraldGate out there. There's no other WesleyEmeraldGate out there. It's actually a pretty good name for what I'm doing here. But if you were to go Wesley Snipes, how many other Wesley Snipes or Wesley Snipes accounts are there out there? You know? If you type in WesleyEmeraldGate, there's one person who's going to pop up. It's going to be me. Streetsy, it's really not that difficult, right? Like, I'll do a quick rundown about kind of what I do. And I'll show you. And I'll do it on a 15-minute time frame. Just so you can kind of see what we're dealing with. All right, Fletch, go ahead. Actually, let's do it on the 1 hour. It'll be a little bit easier. So we can get 6 months worth. Check DMs. Yeah, I'll look here soon, Fletch. There's really nothing. It's really, you guys are going to laugh when I do this. Because there really is nothing going on. So what I do is I look at current price, right? We're kind of trading range bound to a little bit trading up. All right. It's easy to see. You've got, let me get my little epic pen here. I purchased this little digital pen that I never use, and I need to start using it. All right, so it's clear. You've got a line here, right? It's also clear there is support here, right? In general, this is kind of what I do. And I just go throughout the entire chart and mark off where price is tested from the bottom, tested from the top, tested from the bottom, tested from the top, and you can kind of tell by the wicks where they're going. All right? And that's what I do on my whole higher time frame. It starts out as a line. And then I work my way down to the 15-minute, and I go, okay, I have these areas. Now, on the lower time frames, what are we looking at? You know, like where is price kind of reacting the most when I get these lines in? So obviously there's one right here as well. Same thing, all the way up and down my higher time frame charts. And then I scroll down to the 5-minute, and the 15-minute would be my next one that I would go to, and I would kind of do that same thing. And then I would go down to the 5-minute and make sure that everything was still lined up. And if everything was still lined up in these areas, as long as you have these multiple tests, then you draw your box to basically say, hey, this is going to be my risk. That's what I do. That's why you see 20-point boxes. I never really want to see anything higher or anything more than 20-point loss on any given trade. And then what I did was I started saying, okay, any short position, it's got to be at the lower extreme of my box. And then any long position, it's got to be at the top extreme of my box, so that my stop is just below the lower extreme or just above the higher extreme of my box. And that's all I do. That's literally all I do, guys. And it works on every single chart. As long as you're on those higher time frames, finding those key areas that have tested a lot, you're going to be in the right area of execution. So quick form wise, that's what I do. All right, Sin, go ahead. But also, it can't just be one test, right? Like, I like to see multiple tests of those levels. What's up, Phoenix? How are you? The more tests, the better. All right, guys, we got almost 40 people in here again. Oh, it's a huge part of it, Gixer, right? Like, I like to see, so as price gets there, like, if you see, like, the two candlestick structures that I look for are going to be Wiccan reclaims. So, like, it would almost look like a hammer, like a bearish hammer or a bullish hammer, or break and retests. Those are the two, like, candlestick structure of these levels, right? Like, it has to be at these levels. But then, like, say I see a bunch of green bubbles printing on the DOM, aggressive buying, but price is not able to really push much higher than what the green bubbles are, I will look for a short position at that point in time, because that means the sellers are absorbing all that aggressive buying and price is probably going to drop, vice versa on the buy side. So yes, I do use order flow, DOM, bookmap for that as well. And then I know that these big blocks are generally magnets for the market as well. The market likes to find that liquidity, these big orders that are sitting there. So I look for those for, you know, targets to wherever I think the market is going. And easiest form that I do is just trade level to level, right? Like target 1 will be next level down, target 2 will kind of be next level down, target 3 would be the next level below that. Or if we have pivots in between levels, those would be ideal targets too, because you get reactions off of them, right? Like you can kind of see central pivot it had a rejection here earlier. So that's where I actually caught the short. That's where I made my money tonight. Was on the short, on the rejection off the central pivot. Gixer, yeah. So So here's the thing, right? The reason that I settled on a support and resistance strat was because too much noise was in my head when I was adding indicators and all that other junk. Like I know you like to trade ICT concepts, but that's too noisy for me, right? Like it's just too noisy for me. I needed to find a way, because I just don't process data quickly enough. I don't know why. It almost like muddies the picture in my head. So I could trade a naked chart, like completely naked without volume profile, and probably be just fine. Would my win rate or profitability be the same? No, probably not. You know, but because my risk is in check. Like I'm always going to be fine, because one move, like you see here, obviously I had a level here. Look at where we're getting the reaction off of. You know, it's not rocket science. It's really not. But it happens. Over and over and over again. The only time when these levels don't matter is when there's like a news event or something like that. You can't even stand the word. Yeah. But look, Gixer, here's my whole thing, right? Like I don't trade ICT. I do know a lot of people that do. If you find if you find that something that he's taught or a setup that he has is making you profitable and making you money, by all means use it. You know, if it allows you to recognize market pattern, by all means use it. Who am I to tell you, no, don't do that, it's making you money, don't do that? That's just ridiculous. Yeah, you'll hear me joke around a lot when people start talking ICT concepts, and because I don't trade it. You know, he has a setup everywhere on the charts. But if you found one or two of his setups valuable and they make you money, use them. Use them. The fact of the matter is, those setups probably have existed for since long before ICT was around. He just created a word for it, his own word for it. So he's a brilliant marketer. All right, Gixer. The guy is a brilliant marketer. He's a brilliant marketer. But you're never gonna see me hate on people for trading ICT concepts. Do I trade them? No, I don't. Consequent encroachment. Oh man. The craziest part is when you go look at any kind of trading content these days. In fact, there's very few streaming traders out there who don't trade ICT concepts these days, right? Like every channel that I've ever tuned into for even half a minute, as soon as they start talking, it's some ICT, it's some ICT concept or ICT verbiage, or you know, the guy has done. I mean, he's taken over this internet trading world. But there's very few out there who don't use manipulation. There's very few out there who don't use his concepts and his strategy and his verbiage. Very few. Thanks for tuning in once again, guys. I appreciate you. If you are just tuning in for the first time, feel free to hit that subscribe button if you want to support the channel. I stream every Globex session Sunday through Thursday, starting live at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Feel free to come and hang out. Phoenix, you hit it and unsubscribed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know. What are we at sub count wise? I haven't looked in a minute. Let's see here. We're at 808. Yeah, I agree, Gixer. I'm 100% right there with you on that, on what you just said. That was the only thing the only way I became profitable was stripping everything back and just drawing levels on my chart and watching how price reacts around those levels. That's it. Are you 100% correct? No, I take losses. I've had some bad stretches, but in general, your risk is easily maintained as long as you're not tilting, right? Yes, and I'm looking for bigger moves. You know, when I went to when I was a member in Good Gains, people always asked me, you know, aren't you worried about, you know, because I would hit 50, 60 point wins on NQ. They're like, aren't you ever worried about consistency? You know, because everybody over there is an Apex trader. And I was like, well, when you're consistently targeting 50 plus points on every move, no, I'm not worried about consistency. If every single win is close to 50 points, why would I worry about consistency? Yeah, eventually I'll put out some more content about, my strategy and more quant tower setup type stuff, the things that I do use in my trading, so that you guys can have something there that's permanent, that's not just me winging it on a live stream, that's more detailed. But for the meantime, I'm having a good time just live streaming, hanging out with you guys. So, and whatever I'm doing seems to be working. I don't know how. I don't know why, but it seems to be working. Yep, Gixer, you're right. Like, so I just draw my levels and leave them and adjust, like kind of tweak them intraday a little bit, because generally the levels are still somewhat similar the following day. There might be, a 20-point move on them the next day. But it takes price just completely ripping through them in order for me to get rid of them. But for the most part, I mean, you can see I have levels everywhere. I mean, they've been there forever. So like even when we were trading back down into like the 18, 19K area, I had levels there. I knew where I was going to be executing. It wasn't just a surprise. But you can the yellow level. So these yellow lines, Gixer, is that what you're looking at? Like the yellow, the gray, the yellow. These are floor trader pivots. I don't necessarily like to execute off of them. But because you do get a lot of wick sweeps around them. But they are good to have on your charts for instances like this, right? Like, it's the oldest trick in the book. These are kind of what traders used to use back in the day to do their trading on the floor. Is this just these FTPs? So I like to have them on my chart just so I can see them, so I know where they are. And generally, if one of these lines up inside a level, like this one's pretty close. In fact, it could be if I move the level up to 100, 120, which the level might be that above 22K. Same thing with up here, it'd be 300, 320. But generally when those line up, there's going to be a big reaction at that area. It's going to be really hard for price to break above those areas. Later, Phoenix. We'll see you tomorrow. Fletcher, you're saying 716 is your key level? Before you go? All right, Phoenix, what you got? What you got? Kickser ICT fair value gas. Blocked. Oh man. Yeah, Gixer. Of course. I mean, ask away. If you like anybody in the chat, if you guys have questions, I'll be what I can answer. If I can answer them, I will try and answer them. Let's do a poll, up or down. If Mason's still here, he can create a poll. I don't know how to do that. I don't know if he's even still awake. He's in the UK. Very often, Gixer. I definitely use volume profile. I typically have the current day's volume profile, and then over here is generally yesterday's volume profile, but obviously the markets weren't open yesterday, so there's that. I also have another chart on another screen. I don't have it open right now, but it shows higher time frame naked point of controls. So because those like to act like magnets as well, naked POCs. So I do look at more things than just my levels, obviously. But what do I use intraday for the most part? Is the levels and volume. That's pretty much it. I'm a support and resistance trader. Simple as that. I found that I'm not very successful at, you know, scalping micro moves out of the market. Some people are very good at it, you know, catching those 10-point moves. I'm just not. Hey, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you, Mo Money. I'm just not very good at it. I tend to get chopped up a lot, which I don't like. But I know if I'm executing it in these areas that my risk is easily defined and my targets are big. My average winner, guys, my average winner throughout my entire trading career is over $800 per winning trade. And that's even with the break evens that I take. Yes, and so like I've tried, like a lot of people have delta on their charts. What is this poll? No, Fletcher. Sometimes I put on more contracts. One mini's kind of what I'm comfortable with. You could do the same. Honestly, you could probably make the same amount with micros. You know, I don't know that I would do 10 micros. It'd probably be like 5. 10 is a lot to manage unless you lump them into groups of 3. But I'm comfortable on one mini. Everybody's putting limit down. But you don't need to trade a ton of size to make good money. Like you don't need to trade a lot of size to make really good money. Like one mini is plenty. Shoot, 3 micros is plenty if you're executing in the right areas. Gixer, sometimes, yeah. In fact, my biggest trade ever is 18K. That's the most I ever made in one trade. One day trade, let's put it that way, right? Like some of my swing positions have been bigger than that, but my biggest trade ever was 18K, and it was 5 minis long, and I averaged into it. So I put a starter position on a level on a dip down at the upper extreme. Price kind of went against me, but I saw one of those Wiccan reclaims, and I started adding in as it was coming back to my original position. And by the time it got back to my original position, I was 5 minis long from like an average of the middle of a level, and then it just launched. Complete V bottom day. In fact, that was when I was in good gains, to tell you the truth. It happened when in fact, those of you that were members of Good Gains at that time probably saw that trade, because I want to say Trades by Matt did drag it over on his live stream and talked about it for a period of time. And the only way I knew is I wasn't even watching his stream, Fletcher. My DMs started blowing up in the middle of the trade, and I was like, what? Why are my DMs blowing up? And then they were like, you need to look at the stream. You need to look at Matt's stream. So I turned on Matt's stream, and sure enough, he had my trade on his live stream. I was like, oh, we're talking about my trade right now. So Gixer, like my original target set is the next level, like the closest extreme of my next level is my original target on every position. Like say I was short from 700, my target would be 600. And once price got 50% of the way here, I would lock 20 points in. And then as price is approaching this level, I would lock in 50% of the move and then see what price did at the level. But I don't necessarily take profits there, right? Like I exit manually. I will extend my target out to the next level down just in case it does want to break through that level and continue so that I can maximize what I'm making. That's why it's really nice for newer traders to learn how to average in with like micros, you know, like 3 micros. Because ideally what you want to do is, you know, lock in a profitable trade, have your other 2 contracts move to break even. Hey, thanks, Mitchell. Thanks for the sub, brother. Appreciate you. And then allow room for a runner, right? Like if you happen to catch the top or bottom of the day, you don't want to limit how much you can make on it. You want to have that runner going for the rest of the session, but also make sure that you're not going to lose anything on the trade. But then there's also live stream trading. I mean, I do stupid things on the live streams. The other day, I was live streaming and Albu was taunting me on the live stream, so I got into stupid positions on the live stream. Just dumb. So dumb. In fact, if you look at some of my older content, man, for like the first 3 months of live streaming, my trading suffered bad. It felt like I was losing every live stream. $1,000. I was in the hole $1,000 every single live stream, and then I'd have to claw my way out the rest of the trading session. It was horrible. It's very hard to live stream and trade really well. Very, very difficult. So, cheers to all those people that do live stream and trade, because it is very hard. It's very noisy. That's kind of why I like doing the Globex streams, because there's not as much pressure to be in a trade, especially when we're doing this and just chopping in between central pivot and 700. Like I feel no pressure to be in a trade right now. To those of you that are just new to the channel, my name is Wes. You're short until 615. I don't mind that trade, Mitchell. You're holding below that 700 to 720 area right now. I don't mind that at all. In fact, that's the trade that I just was talking about in the explanation. Yeah, Gixer, that's the thing, right? Is I think in the trading industry now, we have all those influencer guys that aren't even, you know, they have the ability to gunsling like that, right? They got affiliates coming in. They've got 20 accounts that they're trading. They're trying to gun for those clickbaity numbers, you know, as big of numbers as they can possibly put out there. So they can afford to gunsling. They can afford to put on size. You know, 15 points, they're making 20 grand on. So it's like, but that's not the reality. It's just not, especially for beginning traders. In fact, that's the worst thing you could do as a beginning trader, is watch that stuff and think that that is the reality of trading. first of all, prove to yourself you can hold on to one account before you ever expand to trying to copy trade more accounts. That's the first thing I'm going to tell every new trader is prove to yourself you can hang on to one prop account before you ever even think about expanding into copy trading. Because let me tell you, you will get those 20 accounts, right? You'll get lucky. You'll hit a big trade. You'll think you'll think you got everything figured out. You'll pay all those activation fees, you know, $1,600 or whatever it is with Apex to get those 20, 50K accounts going or whatever, however many. Plus the $400 to get the accounts going if they're running a sale. Now you're $2,000 in the hole. You're going to activate those accounts. You're going to get in and you're going to fail those 20 accounts immediately. And you're going to lose them and you're going to be completely demoralized. And then what are you going to do? You're going to turn around and you're going to purchase 20 more. I did it once. I'll do it again. No, guys, prove to yourself you can hang on to one account before you ever go trying to do what all these influencer traders are doing, because that's just not the reality of the situation. They also get free accounts. It's as part of their affiliate deals if they're big enough. So they don't care if they lose money. I mean, they care because it looks bad, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't affect their bottom line. They're making so much in affiliate money that they don't care. It sucks that it's out there for the world to see if it's on a live stream, but does it hurt them bad like it hurts us when we lose accounts? No. It doesn't hurt them like that. Wow, we got 43 people in here tonight. That's a little more than I was expecting, to tell you the truth, with it being Father's Day and everything. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet and want to support the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, we do have a free trading Discord. Link is in the description down below the video. Feel free to join. Lots of good traders in there. Better traders than me. Study first. Don't be dumb. Also, if there's anybody new to trading out there that's watching right now, don't be discouraged if you're losing money in the first 6 months. It's going to happen. Just take it slow. Don't lose a lot. No father sin? Are you being... I can't ever tell if Sin, I can't ever tell if you're being serious or not. Yeah, Gixer. So, Gixer, before I ever even exposed myself as far as real money was concerned, I pretty much paper traded for over a year. Yeah, and even then, Gixer, right? Like, even then, you don't realize the emotional side of trading as well. So, like, you are going to have to put in real money at some point in time. What's up, R-Dub? Yeah, so R-Dub, on the bottom left-hand side of your screen now is my daily P&L. I'm going to leave that up there for transparency purposes. Every stream now. So when you tune into the stream, if you just look on this bottom left-hand side, you'll see what I'm up for the stream. Or down, for that matter. I'll try and work out a better graphic for it as well. Doing a window capture of the account info window is not ideal, but it's the best I could do last minute. So we still got about 40 people in here. Nice, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Gixer, and that's what happens to most, right? Like you put 1,000 into account. Okay, I got margin now. You know, back in the day, it was what, you know, all you had to have was 500 in the account, sometimes less with certain companies, or 250, I think it was with Trade Evade at one point in time, and you could trade micros. I'm going to build this with micros. And then you blow it. So what do? You fund that account again. And then you get a little bit of profit. You take a payout off it because you earned a little bit of money and you want to feel good about it to make back what you lost prior, and then you blow it again. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle in the beginning. But what eventually happens is you just get annoyed with losing or breaking even, and you say, okay, I'm not going to do dumb things. Right? And we all still do dumb things from time to time. Hey, Flint, thanks for the sub. Yeah, we all still do dumb things from time to time. Even the best of us do dumb things from time to time. But we have learned our lesson that when we're doing that YOLOing or FOMOing or doing stupid trades to either try and make a loss back or just not be bored, we pull ourselves out of that really, really quick. That's really the biggest leap in trading that you're going to make is when you have the ability to walk away after a loss and keeping that loss minimum. That's the first sign that you're going to be profitable, is when you have the ability to walk away after a small loss. What's up, Bruce Lee? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. GG's on the 12, what was it, 11K trade last Thursday? Haven't forgotten. Take care, brother. We'll see you soon. Oh, we're actually doing pretty well for a Father's Day. We got almost 50 people in here right now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Like I said, if you're new and want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button for me if you could. If you want a nice free trading Discord, there's a link in the description down below the video. Feel free to join. Yeah, Gixer, it is. That's the line in the sand, right? Is when you lose $300. If that's your daily loss limit, if your account can't stomach it, walk away. Just walk away. Yeah, no matter what the charts are doing, right? No matter what the charts are doing, don't click a button. Just walk away, be able to accept that $300 loss and reset mentally, emotionally, psychologically, until you're seeing things clear again. Look, guys, I've been there. Shoot, there was a day last February where I was tilted. I 100% was tilted, and it was the first time that I felt actual tilt and was executing based off it in a long time. And the next thing I knew, I had lost a little over $11,000 in one day, and it did not feel good. It did not feel good at all. But then there was other times where I wasn't trading very well and wasn't seeing it well, like last December, where I had a 5-day red stretch, and I couldn't tell you the last time that happened to me. But total in that 5-day red stretch, I had only lost $1,100. So it just goes to show you the value of being able to accept small losses. Yeah, yeah, Gixxer. It hurts to walk away after those losses. It really hurts. It's hard to do. That's one of the hardest things to do in trading, right? Is take a loss, be in the red, and accept the loss for what it is and walk away. Very, very difficult. Yep, trading on tilt, you're exactly right. It's very, very hard to do. Sin, you were broke when you were 45 years old? Sin, how old are you? You're 52? Aw, you're a baby. You're a baby, Sin. Age is just a number, right? Or so I'm told. Jennifer, I start on the higher time frames. Generally, the 4-hour is the time where is the time frame that I use to start identifying where levels are, and then I'd use a top-down approach. I fine-tune on the 15-minute, but nothing really much lower than that. I execute on the 5-minute. I did give a brief description earlier in the stream, so feel free if you want to hit rewind about how I go about finding the levels that I have on the charts. But I did give a brief explanation of how I do it earlier. You're short on gold right now, Gixxer? Okay. Yeah, I'd expect. Yeah, of course, Jennifer. It's a really brief explanation, but it'll kind of give you point you in the right direction for how to locate them. Basically, you're just looking for the GFZ is real. Yeah, Fletcher, the GFZ is real. Don't execute in the GFZ. I forgot what I was saying, Fletch. You threw me off. Gixxer, I mean, generally, if you see this big of a move up over a period of time, you kind of expect a little retrace, right? I mean, this is the 1-hour chart. This is a big wick. So probably low volume in through here. I would expect price to retrace there as well. Yeah, that's smart. Just like in Q, I would expect price to come back here and test at least the top of this opening, you know, at least the top of this candle here at 600. I don't know when that's going to happen, right? We could chop up here for the next 2 hours. I don't know. But I kind of feel like price probably needs to test a little bit higher first and then make the move back down. But that might not happen until London session. Yeah, it should be a crazy week, guys. Rollover week. Just be ready. Oh yeah, I was explaining to Jennifer support and resistance. Yeah. So Jennifer, on those higher time frames, you just want to see multiple tests at a certain price, at a certain area, from both the top and the bottom side. Mark them on your charts. Go down each time frame to make sure that things line up. You might find other intermediate levels in between there and mark those on your charts too. And then I use the 20 points as kind of like my risk definition. So if it's a short entry, I kind of want it to be here at 700. If it's a long entry, I want it to be at 720. Stop at the opposite extreme. That's just an example. But in general, that's kind of how I operate. That would be ideal entry. Let's put it that way. Oh, Sin, I wish I was good at picking tops and bottoms. Like I said, there's a guy in our Discord that I've been trading with for a couple years named Chris. He's I don't know how, but the guy just pegs tops and bottoms like crazy on ES. He just nails them. I don't know how he does it. I haven't figured it out yet. Like I'm pretty good at knowing where actual support and resistance are at this time, or supply and demand, whatever you want to call them. But I have not figured out exactly how to pick out major swings, like the tops and bottoms of the major swings. I'm generally a little bit late on those because I like to wait for confirmation. You know, if we've had a big extended move up or a big extended move down, I kind of like to see a prior level reclaim or at least trade again before for confirmation of the reversal of the trend. So I haven't figured out how to get my entry, you know, down here. But he has figured that out on ES. I don't know how he's done it. I don't know what he sees that I don't. Yeah, Gixer, he doesn't give away too much. He's very, not that he's secretive. He drops like breadcrumbs, you know? he gives good information out. But like I said, I've been watching it for 2 years. 2 years. But he has posted his entry immediately after he got in. Enough for me to know that he's for real. Right? Trust me, I questioned it in the beginning as well. I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd be like, no way. This guy, there's no way he's got that entry. There's no way, but I've watched it happen time and time and time again. Yeah, Gixer, he's probably not going to show that. He's probably not going to show that. He's one of those people that he's figured something out, but he put in a lot of work to figure it out, and he doesn't want to just give it away for free. And I get that. I understand that, you know. People need to put in the work as well. Whereas I'm kind of an open book. Matt, his name is Chris. He's in the Level Up Discord. He's a part of Goose's Discord as well. But he's been on one of my live streams too. That wasn't on camera, but he's definitely been on one of my live streams. He's the best ES trader I've ever seen. I better than any influencer, better than anything you're gonna see on the internet. He's very, very, very good. Yeah, cheers, Matt. You know, for a while I thought he was trading like 4-hour fibs, you know, because one of his entries was on a 4-hour fib. Then I saw his next entry and it was nowhere near a 4-hour fib. Then somebody said, oh, his entry's at a 4-hour order block. And we tried to throw ICT concepts out there. Just couldn't figure it out. Better than Matt. TB Matt, yeah. He's look. I don't know if he's the best out there, right? Like I haven't seen every trader trade, but I know that he's the best that I've seen. That I've seen consistently do it time and time and time again. I'm telling you, he catches every major swing in the market. Every major swing. Is he perfect? No, I've seen him take losses as well, but he's about as close to it as you're gonna get in the trading world. I'm honestly surprised Goldman Sachs hasn't found this guy since he's posting his entries and stuff on the internet. I'm honestly shocked. And maybe he is a former Goldman Sachs trader. I don't know. He does live in New York City. I do know that. But he's the best I've seen. And doesn't use a chart to trade. Trades from the DOM. Who knows? He might even be watching the stream right now. I'm not sure. I know he tunes in from time to time. But yeah, as far as I consistently watching somebody trade and watching their entries, their exits, how they operate, he's the best I've seen over an extended period of time. Like I said, I've been trading with him for 2 years, and he's the best. He's the best. Far better than me. I'll say that. Wow, I mean, we're consistently over 40 people in this live stream. That's more than I thought we're going to be here tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. Like I said before, if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Wait until I know you, Sin. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, I like seeing good trading. You know, do we all want to be the best trader out there? Yeah. I mean, everybody wants to be the best. Am I the best? No, I know I'm not the best. I'm an average trader at best. An average profitable trader. Let's say that. So the war fear is over? No, Frank. Look, like news headlines, guys, in trading are impulse, right? Like you'll have a reaction immediately unless it's really, really, really bad. You'll have an instant reaction in that kind of like emotional move in the markets. But institutional money, big money, what actually moves the markets, has targets that they're trying to get the market to go to. And the market's going to get there eventually one way or another. We don't know when that's going to happen, but they're going to do everything in their power to get the market to go where they want it to go. That is the one thing that I have learned over time, is that news-driven moves aren't sustainable. Impulse, fear-driven moves aren't sustainable. What's up, Roman? That's why you often see like earnings pumps. Like any symbol, Nvidia pump, no, typically within the next 48 hours, typically retraces that pump. Even if their sales were extraordinary. Or vice versa. Sales were terrible. A symbol sells off on sales. Generally recovers all those losses within the next 48 hours. It's generally not sustained. Wild gap down, then run up and open. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I'm explaining here. You know, price gap down. What did it gap down? 60 points? 50 points? Oh no, it gapped down here. So it gapped down 100 points and then filled immediately. Yeah, Roman, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen here. I'm going to hang out for probably another hour at least and see if we can get a move away from this area. But if we don't get a break outside the 30-minute opening range here on the overnight, I'm kind of not interested in getting chopped in here. This is definitely what we call a GFZ. A get effed zone. In other words, execute in here and get effed. Oh, you like that, Roman? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I call them. A GFZ. That's what I should put on. That's what I should put on on a hoodie or a t-shirt. We are literally just trading in between central pivot here at 77. Yeah. Gixer, I'm just not I don't really look at gold. You know, I don't know what I'm going to have to go to the higher time frames at some point and draw up some levels. Is what I'm going to have to do. Cuz I just don't know what we're doing. I don't know what I'm looking at. You know, it looks like we're at the top side of a range. But it could extend all the way. Is this all-time high up here, Gixer? Or have we traded above that before? I want to say this is all-time high, isn't it? On gold? 35.40? But I mean, the value is just... Like here, guys, for reference, for those of you who haven't traded gold at all, I'll throw on a... I'll throw on a short position, and you'll see how quickly it moves around, or what the dollar amount is. I don't want to risk a whole lot on this trade, obviously, but even see this bounce here? Like, just back up to 461 from 459.4 is $200. I'm just going to try to get out of this thing positive now. But I can see how you can make a lot of money on this, right? There. All right, I made a little bit of money there. Now I'm up 625 on the session, but it just flies around. Like, I don't know that I'm comfortable with those kind of dollar swings. Yeah, you almost have to trade micros. Imagine if trading was that easy, though. Where you can just look at a chart and go, it's moving down. Yeah, let's just hit short and we can get out of this thing with a little bit of profit. Sure. No problem. Golly, NQ died, didn't it? That's why I think we kind of need to see the sweep above. Yeah, that's ridiculous. New traders, if you're watching, don't do what I just did. Right? I realize I made money. I realize I made 50 bucks there, but don't do what I just did. Gixer, look what you got me doing. You got me placing stupid trades. Oh man. I know you didn't say it. I did it on my own. For sure. That's funny though. Oh man. No, at the end of the day, I'm responsible for clicking every button that I click. I don't blame anybody else for my dumb decisions. Wow, we still got like 39 people in here. Thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I appreciate you. If you're watching and want to support the channel and haven't subscribed yet, consider hitting that subscribe button. I got ghost. Yeah, Brad. I mean, you can see what I'm up. So those of you that are just tuning in and I haven't told yet, who let the dogs out? He said. I am gonna be showing my Globex P&L here down at the bottom left of the left-hand side of the screen, just so you guys have an idea about where I'm at on the evening. I mean, obviously it's not fair to come on a Globex stream with my RTH profits and be like, "Yo, I'm up $4,000." But I will show what I've made on the Globex session down in that bottom left, so that it's a little more accurate. Because I know people like to pop in and pop out of these streams. I mean, until this block up here at 700 gets tagged, I have a feeling that price is going to hang up here. I kind of want to see the sweep come fill this order before we make any kind of crazy decision. Interest is kind of split on both sides. So maybe we pull back to like 660-ish. Sin's like wrong down. Sin, you really like shorting the market, don't you? Hey, what's up, Pablo? Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We long oil, right? No, I haven't even looked at CL. Here's what I think, Pablo, right? I think oil is not... I know people think because of what's going on over in the Middle East that oil is all of a sudden going to skyrocket because there's going to be huge demand for it. I don't think that's the case. I think oil is going to trade what it is because the demand is what it is right now. Unless something drastically changes and a bunch more countries get involved, I don't think it's going to be... It did 7% on the open. They had to flip the breaker? What? On CL? Let me take a look here. Let me take a look here. Oh, where'd the chart go? Oh, wow. Huge gap up. And then they almost filled the gap. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, what are we doing? Is that's not even trade? I mean, that's not even tradable. That's gambling right there. That's 100% gambling. Oh, thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. I appreciate you. Looks like we got we picked up a few subs tonight. So we got some new people in here. Hey Sin, I think you might have been right. The down move might be the move. Let's see what happens here at Central Pivot. But if we bounce Central Pivot again, you're going to long 69 on oil? Yeah, Gixer, so like my intraday, I always execute on the 5, but I have the higher time frames in mind. Really, I think we're going to be pretty much range bound overnight, so I'm not looking... I would just be playing these two levels at this point. These blue lines that you see are the 30-minute opening range for the Asia session. This gray line that you see is Central Pivot for the current day's trading. The gold lines are going to be your R1, S1 on the pivots. No, Gixer, I really like when you get down to the 1 minute and 2 minute, every now and then I will, like I have the Glizzy Clipper indicator on the 1 minute, but the 1 minute gets too noisy for me. I kind of like 5 minutes kind of as low as I like to go for my trading style. But the 1 minute often becomes a little bit more noisy. Right? If I'm getting confident that a move is about to happen, I will drop down to the 1 or the 2 minute just to see if I can get like a hammer or a doji on an extreme of a level for an execution. Like if I'm seeing a bear flag or a bull flag set up on like a break and retest bear flag or bull flag to the top side or bear flag to the bottom side on a break and retest of a level, I will drop down at that point. Wrong again. Please stop it. Please stop what? Yeah, Gixer. So the opening range breakout is kind of new to my strategy. I never really used them until the last couple months, but they've been playing well the last couple of months. So I've started to use them, or at least started watching them. I haven't used them per se, but I've started watching them more. But yeah, pretty much the 5 is as low as I go. It moves a little slower for me. It develops a little bit slower is what I should say. Not moves a little bit slower. The market moves however fast it's moving, but it develops a little bit slower. Hey, thanks for the sub, Fred. Appreciate you. But yeah, I pretty much do all my day trading on the 5 minute. I know other people do use the 1 minute and the 2 minute, but generally those are like the scalpers. Am I a scalper? Yes, but I'm not trying to scalp 10 points. Exactly, Gixer. Exactly. So there are multiple setups off those 15-minute ORBs on during RTH, right? I use the 15-minute during RTH, and I use the 30-minute during Globex, or during Asia session. I'm not awake for the London session a whole lot, so I haven't tested the London session out. But the 30-minute on the Asia session seems to play pretty well when it does break one side or the other, and the 15-minute during regular trading hours plays pretty well when you get a clean break. Yep, exactly. Exactly. You get that little run on liquidity, and so you and I are in line, Gixer, as far as what we see. 100%. Hey, thanks, Dilsons. Appreciate you. What do I see? Sin, I see your short opportunity getting retraced. I see chop right now, Sin. I see a lot of chop. I see a GFZ. I see people trying to execute in a GFZ and getting effed. What time the Asian session starts? Eastern Standard, they usually it's around, what is it, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard? And then Australia is what, 10 o'clock? Or is it the other way around? I can't remember. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing to do here. There's nothing to do here. If I was in a position, I would be leaning short side right now, just off that rejection of 700. But we're just chopping. There hasn't been an aggressive move away from that area, so I'm not. No, Sin, I don't. I'm completely sober. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do anything. It's sad. No, I value the clarity in my mind. I value the clarity. Can you imagine? I have a hard time processing information as is, the way it is. No, Gixer, don't get me wrong. I had fun in college, right? Like, I had fun back in the day. Just eventually priorities became shifted in other areas of life. So once you stop, like, you honestly value sobriety, right? Like, once you stop doing it, you value sobriety. And like, with the job that I was applying for out of college, they were hair testing. So that's really why I had to quit. Because, well, it's in your hair forever. Yeah, GG's, Chris. Well, I'll call you Casper. But when I say Casper, they don't know who I'm talking to. Nah, Gixer. They will pluck a pube if they need to pluck a pube. They will grab hair from the ankle. They will find hair. Nah, there's just no way around it. Like, you have to quit for 9 months. And that was it for me. That was it. Honestly, I didn't even want to go back to it. But I definitely had my time in college. I definitely had my time. I'm in my 30s. Same, Gixer. Same. You can't see me. Casper, I've had my time. I have had my time. So I was never like the outrageous drunk, right? Like, I always was in control and never really got like out of hand. I could put it back, but I was never one of those people that was just like blackout drunk. I was always able to find my way home, make it to my bed, the whole nine. No matter how much I had to drink. J-Pong puts. I like the short side. I just don't know when we're gonna define a bed. I tend to agree with you, J-Pong, but we're just kind of hanging up. I kind of want the NQ to get up there and test 720 area, kind of sweep those highs. since we haven't had the aggressive move down. There are orders sitting up through there. I wish I was good enough to just say, hey, this is where we're going, and the price would just go there every time, right? Trading would be very easy. Trading would be very easy. But it is just, price is chopping right now. But I kind of want to see the sweep higher first. Yeah, what's going on over there is crazy, right? Like, it is crazy. As long, I don't know how negatively it's going to affect U.S. markets unless there's U.S. involvement, right? But guys, the fact of the matter is, and I know this is sad to say, war is a big business. Like, war is a big business. Companies profit off that. Some prefer that there is war. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's very sad. But that's the reality of the situation. And because we're traders, we need to keep that in mind. Right? Everybody just thinks because there's war, the market's going to tank. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Yeah. It's sad. It's a sad reality. But because we're traders and that's what we do for a living, we sort of need to know that, hey, sometimes the market likes war, right? It's a very sad reality, but it is a reality nonetheless. Many people profit off of war. Shoot, the United States government is one of those that profits off of war. Yeah, Gixer, I would, let's see, what is gold doing right now? Is gold still kind of rolling, rounding out? Let's go down to like the 15-minute here. That's still kind of hanging out down near lows. Same, J-Pong. So I did have a benefit, right? Like, one of my college professors was a bonds trader, and I watched him trade for a semester. But he was obviously bonds traders are entirely different than day trade futures traders. So I don't trade similar to him, but that's kind of where I got into trading. But for the most part, I'm self-taught. A lot of YouTube, a lot of reading, a lot of chart watching. But I've only been actively trading real money in the markets for 4 years. So I'm still relatively new myself. Yeah, Gixer. So people have always said I'm kind of an outlier, right? When it comes to the time frame and the learning curve was concerned. I don't feel that way because technically I was trading basically the same amount of time as you, Gixer, but it was on a paper account for the first year or two. You know, it wasn't real money. But after it was real money in the markets, I would say it took me about 8 months to be break even. And then after a year and a couple months was when I started being profitable. Right. And initially it wasn't big profits. Like I think after my first year of actively trading, I had made like $12,000. And then the next year I had made like 70K. And now it's 6 figures the last 2 years. But I took it so slow. Like I went extremely slow. I actually listened to people's advice and like took it as slow as I possibly could. I didn't have any crazy expectations that I had set out like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing these influencers make 200,000 in 2 months. I'm going to go do that. No, Frank. My biggest goal, well, my biggest goal is what I've done already, to tell you the truth. When I got into trading, it was basically, hey, I want to quit my corporate 9-to-5 job and I want to do this full time so that I can open up other avenues in my life. The next avenue that we've kind of opened up already is, you know, doing the streaming and being able to help other people succeed. Teach what I've learned so far, you know, and I still have a lot to learn myself, so I'm probably not the most ideal teacher to learn from, but I can help struggling or beginning traders at least show them how it should look like, right? What successful trading does look like in the beginning. Gixer, you're not alone. That's what most people do, right? Like the lure is there. They dangle the gold right in front of your eyes, but they do that on purpose because they know that 95% of traders are going to fail. Oh, Jay, you got this. Brother, if you have a proven strategy, a proven winning strategy, it's all about your scaling. It's not changing the way that you trade. You know, you're still taking the same trades. You're just adding a little bit more size when it's appropriate. I mean, start out on 2-3 micros, and then you build from there. And once your strategy is proven and it's profitable, and when your account balance can stomach it, you size up. It's as simple as that. It's not difficult. It's not rocket science. Start learning how to not FOMO into positions, like we were talking about earlier, Gixer. Walk away when, be able to accept a small loss and not always try to make it back. It's the little things, guys. It's the little things that make all the difference. They're not massive, drastic changes to what you're already doing. That makes sense. That makes sense, J-Pong. I know a lot of options traders that do watch the futures to trade to get into options positions, for sure. They're just a little more. I know futures are levered as well, but the triple Qs are even more levered, more leveraged. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Jay. It's probably similar to like, you know, if you're an NQ trader watching the ES, you know, it's probably something similar to that. I have noticed the triple Qs move more directly in between the levels than the NQ does, but it's all the same, right? You're looking at a chart. The triple Q's chart has support and resistance all the same as NQ has support and resistance, or the ES is the same as the SPY. We got 53 watching right now. Oh, nice. Nice. If you're new here, guys, and tuning in for the first time, my name is Wes. Welcome. If you want to support the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of July. That makes a lot of sense, Jay. The VIX. Yeah, Jay, that's the first thing I look at in the morning is the VIX, right? We should, if we're trading futures, if we're trading index futures, we need to know where the VIX is. You need to know what you're in store for. Let's go back to NQ. Yeah, we're still just chopping. We are still just chopping. Guys, that first stream that we hit 100 concurrent viewers, like 100 at one time. We've had, let's see here. We've had almost 340 views total. But that first stream where we hit 100 concurrent viewers is going to be a big deal for me. I'll probably have another moment. I hope I don't. I hope I can continue to just battle through it. And I realize it's so small in the grand scheme of things, right? But when you put in so much work to build a channel and you're just trying to help people, to see any kind of success with the channel means a lot. It means a lot. I know anybody that's done it has probably gone through a similar situation, unless they were, you know, came from money or, you know, had some sort of break along the way. But when you're an average guy like me sitting in a room trading stocks or trading futures, the channel growth, you never expect it, so when it happens, you appreciate it a lot more. Let's put it that way. You appreciate it so much more. Let's see here. I never look at the VIX. Mind showing everyone what you look at or how important you view it? So Gixer, I don't look at the chart. I look at where the VIX is. So ideally, normal market volatility, the VIX is trading generally somewhere in between 13 and 18. When it's above that, I know I'm going to expect more violent moves, right? Like faster moves. If it is trading above that but coming down, is generally on the days when you get those slow grind up days in a really volatile market. Or if the VIX is down between that, in that 15 to 13 area, and that's where it's trading, those are also generally slow grind areas. So it's giving me an indication about what I can expect for the trading day. Not so much like a value that I'm looking at or looking to trade the VIX itself, but it gives me an idea. Just like kind of like back at, you know, a year ago when Nvidia was flying around. If you're trading in Q, you better darn well know what Nvidia is doing. You better know if Nvidia is green, the NQ is probably going up. If Nvidia is red, the NQ is probably going down. So you kind of just look at those things and try to put a picture and a story together, and then you develop your pre-market analysis based on your support and resistance levels and what you expect, right? And then if the story makes sense, you execute on it. Yeah, Jay. I mean, you should, if, as day traders, you should know where the VIX is trading. Each morning, get in the habit of looking at it just like you would look at, I don't know, the news headlines, right? Like Financial Juice or anything else. It should be part of your pre-market routine. Look at where the VIX is, and then every so often, look at it throughout the day. You don't necessarily need to watch the chart. We're not trading it, but you do need to know what it's doing, so that at least you are aware that, hey, there could be some crazy volatility in this market. I need to be on alert. or I need to make sure I'm locking in profits, you know, have a tight trailing stop on a position, or, you know, however. It definitely influences my execution, how I execute my trades. If the VIX is hanging out up there, I'm probably going to be tight trailing. Am I going to miss the big moves? Maybe. But I'd rather be safe than sorry and have that volatility go against me massively. Yeah, J-Pong, you trade a little of everything though, don't you? From what I've seen, like, you trade a little bit of everything. I'm pretty, I stick to what I know for the most part. You know, I've gotten pretty good at trading NQ, so I stick pretty much to NQ, and every now and then I'll go over to ES or YM when the NQ's just not acting right. Well, really, I'll just go to YM. Because generally when the NQ is not acting right, YM is at least tradable. It only... What's up, Chase? How are you, brother? How's life on the West Coast? Hey guys, let's go. We got 50 people in here. I honestly wasn't expecting that many, to be fair, with it being Father's Day and everything. By the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there that are just tuning in right now. Yep, Ty, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Markets being green was not on the bingo card for tonight, but that's why we react and don't predict. Chase, it was good early. We've kind of just gone sideways for the last, I don't know, couple hours. Really, since I've gone live, we've gone sideways. For those of you that are just tuning in that have been part of this channel for a little while, I added the daily P&L down here at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. I will do my Globex P&L listed there each night so you guys can follow along or see how much I'm up or down on the evening or the session. That is just obviously the Globex P&L. I won't include my RTH P&L for transparency purposes. Wow, we got more and more people popping in all of a sudden. Looks like we got a late crowd filing in. We're almost up to 60 viewers right now. Very nice, guys. Yeah, if you're just tuning in and haven't subscribed to the channel and want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button for me if you could. Also, hit that thumbs up button for me if you could, for the YouTube algorithm. Oh, it looks like we got a lot of options traders in the chat. Yeah, I don't dabble in options too much, guys. I'm not going to lie. I just haven't done it. I started with options, but the Greeks always, like, I don't know why, but they messed with my head a little bit too much. I was watching them too much and wasn't trading really well. So I quickly migrated over to futures, and it was a lot easier for me. And I just have stuck to it because it's what worked. Yeah, I much prefer futures trading. I much prefer it, Gixxer. Chase, the Dodgers beat the Giants tonight. Yeah, some people love options. Some people love them. I never found any like real success trading them. The Greeks always confused me. You know, you got to worry about time decay, theta, and all that. I just never nothing ever clicked for me. Dumb theta. Yeah, there was just too much to pay attention to. Yeah, Ty, I'm one of those guys. I've told everybody before, like, I don't know if this is your first stream, Ty, but my brain just, for some reason, doesn't process data as quickly as some, apparently. And I had to find a way, if I was going to continue to do this or have this as a career, to find a way to do it that slowed things down, you know? That's why you don't see a lot of indicators on my charts. I really just go to higher time frames and find major support and resistance and execute and look for like a couple setups. And that's how I trade. You know, some people are really good at scalping the market out, you know, taking 30 trades a day. I'm just not one of those people. I don't like managing that much information. I'm maybe a 2 to 3 trade a day, no more than 5 generally. If I'm trading more than that, it's usually not a great day for me. Theta and charm. Yeah, so like people I know a lot of people use futures to trade options. I have one of my really good friends, Albu. He's actually the founder of the Discord with me as well. He uses options data to trade futures. So he does it the opposite of what you guys are talking about. He uses charm and all that other stuff to trade futures. But he's really good with processing all that data. I just can't do it. You know, the guy's got like 50 charts open. I can't be looking at all that stuff going on and be trading at the same time. It's kind of like Sierra chart users. You know, they swear that Sierra is the greatest trading platform out there. It has no flaws. But what's funny is you'll sit there throughout the trading day and they'll be tinkering with their chart settings or whatever the whole day and missing out and not even trading. They won't even be trading. They'll just be tinkering with their Sierra chart settings, trying to get their charts just right because they're not right yet after 2 years of having them. That's why I like Quantower. It was quick. It was easy. It's pretty user friendly. And it's customizable if you want to go that route. Not when you smoke cannabis, he says. Crack me up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It looked like we were around 60 at one point watching. The channel's doing really well. I can't thank you guys enough. The pivot to doing Globex streams has been massive. And I'm glad we have all met each other. Even though I haven't seen your faces and you've seen mine. I thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Trading is a lonely, lonely profession, and this makes it a little bit easier to deal with that. You know, because I don't know about you guys, but in real life, I don't have anybody that trades. I have nobody that I can talk to about trading. The minute I open my mouth about trading, they tune out. They do not care. There is no educational conversation going on. They say they want to learn, but they don't really want to learn. They just want you to make them money. That's it. And I think they think it's like a get rich really quick kind of thing. When that's not the reality of the situation. It takes a very long time to learn how to do this. Yeah, George, you just kind of... I've learned to not even bring it up. Like casual conversation in real life. I mean, this is real life too. I don't know why we say IRL, but you know, in the personal life, you just don't talk about it. I don't. Nothing productive ever comes from it unless you're talking to either a financial advisor or someone that's in the industry itself. It just is, because the minute what seems so elementary to us, like even saying bullish or bearish, what seems so elementary to us is like it's a foreign language. Because in reality, we've learned a foreign language, guys. Like we have learned a foreign language. Nobody else can speak it. Nobody else understands it. And so we speak our own language almost. So there's just no point when you try to explain something to somebody in real life. It's just what seems so elementary to us is just not. Yeah, don't make any trading deals with family members. Like, look, none of us are financial advisors. We're not licensed. Maybe some of us are. I'm not sure. There might be some in the chat or in the Discord that are just trading on the side for fun. But the fact of the matter is, like any of these people that you're talking to, the first thing you need to say when they ask about trading, and if you can teach them, is, hey, do you have $10,000 that you're willing to lose? And B, do you have 2 years of your time? Are you willing to dedicate 2 years of your time? Because if the answer to either one of those is no, then that's the end of the conversation, or it should be. You know? I can't tell you how many people have said, hey, can you teach me how to trade? And it's like, well, yeah, do you want to show up at my house at 6:30 in the morning and go through pre-market prep with me? Do you want to sit there for the next 8 hours and watch what I do and listen to everything that I say? You know, if you're not willing to do that for at least 1 year, I mean, when I was learning, guys, like I said, I went before class for every day for a semester and watched my professor trade bonds. That's how I got into trading and started learning terminology and reading candlestick charts. Even that, saying candlestick chart, people are like, what? Candlestick chart? What are you talking about? You think we're 30 minutes or less away from a big move, Jay? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. I'd like to get out of this little 20-point chop. Yeah, Brad, no, you're right. Everybody can't. I mean, only 5%. I know they say 90% of traders fail. It's probably closer to 95% of traders fail. Right? There's only 5% of the population or people who try trading that actually turn it into a profitable venture, right? No, it takes, everybody's different trading on tilt. It's you go at your own pace, guys. Like, my story's a little bit different. Everything that you hear, like, hey, take it slow, trade paper, I actually did all that. Can you teach me to be a surgeon in a day? That's exactly right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. In fact, I think I'm going to use that one. I think I'm going to use that one the next time somebody asks me. Can you teach me how to trade? Can you teach me how to be a surgeon in a day? Yeah, it's very, very similar. Very, very similar. But yeah, when people ask me, I just don't even know what to say anymore because they just look at you. Oh, thanks for the subs, guys. I appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know what to say anymore in real life. I just try not to even bring it up. That's what I do. When people ask me, when most people ask me, like strangers ask me what I do for a living, I just say I'm in the finance industry. And then if they want me to elaborate, I'll be like, NDA, sorry. Sorry, I can't really talk about what I do. NDA. Then they'll think I'm like CIA or something ridiculous. Oh, Brad, I don't even want to go there. Trying to explain options change to people. Are you kidding me? I don't even fully understand them myself. So trying to explain options to somebody else, like when you start getting into the Greeks and all that, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. That's when I say there's lots of tutorial videos on YouTube. Have fun. Go down the rabbit hole. Because that's what we all did, right? All of us. I mean, how many hours when you guys were starting out do you think you actually watched of YouTube tutorials and videos? I would say I don't know, what, 1,000 hours? Would that be accurate? The first year? I would say it's somewhere around there. I mean, I don't know exactly. Brad, there was a lack of stuff when you started. Were you reading lots of books, though, Brad? That's the question. I mean, I get it. If it was 10 years ago, there might not have been as much as there is now. You still watch YouTube videos, but mainly only two guys now, J-Pong? Yeah, I mean, trust me. I watched... Okay, I'm going to throw a name out there right now and tell me when guys in real life say they started watching somebody and they have a mentor or something, you know, the guys that are somewhat serious about getting into trading. I'm going to throw a name out there right now and I want you to tell me if this one is accurate in your lives. Warrior Trading. There it is. There it is. I knew it. I knew it. That's so funny. It's oh my goodness. Oh, George, you watch Patrick Wheeland? Oh no. Trading until you used to have so many yeah, we all did, right? We all went down the indicator rabbit hole, right? Like I'm guilty of it. The thing that I learned really quick was like, okay, I'm 6 months into this. What I'm doing, all this is not working. None of this is working. I'm removing all of it from my chart. So I did it relatively quick. I got rid of all the indicators really, really fast. And that was when I noticed the biggest change in my trading, right? All of a sudden, I was able to break even and profit a little bit. That's so funny. It's so funny you said Ross Cameron, right? It's funny because that's what all the newbies go towards, right? Because of the promises he makes and all his content and all this, and his way is the right way. And yeah, I get it. I get it. But no, there's enough good free information out there that you can do it for free. You don't need to. Yeah, the penny pumpers. Yeah. I mean, that's what Ross Cameron is, right? Didn't he get in trouble for that? Like, didn't he get sued? Wasn't there a lawsuit for pump and dump? Okay, so Gixxer, Tim Sykes is actually, he's got some good content. He's got some good content. But all those names are the ones that we watched. You know, all of us did it. Every trader goes through it. There's just no way around it. Because that's what, when you search any kind of search, they've got that SEO on lock. Like, that is the first video that pops up, and then what's the next thing you look at? How many views does this thing have? So that's what you end up clicking on. Yeah, I am what I am. You're right. Those are the names that come up. They've got that SEO optimization on lock in the trading realm. They've got it. So whether their information is good or not or valid is irrelevant, because that's what everybody clicks on, because it's got the most views. So people automatically assume, hey, amount of views means value. Let's go ahead and do this. This is who I should be learning from. He clearly must know something if this many people are watching. Tim Sykes was on Below Deck? Really? Man, I must live in a cave or something. I don't know, guys. I don't watch a lot of TV at all. I mean, every now and then when I'm going to sleep, like it'll just be either, you know, watching my sports teams or watching a sporting event, or if I'm trying to fall asleep, I'll throw on like a World War II documentary or something, some like brainless just noise in the background. He brought traders to trade from the yacht. Oh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't really watch any trader influencers. I don't really watch any of that anymore at all. I found that it makes things noisy in my head. And I prefer to just usually my analysis is pretty good on its own. I don't need outside influence saying something different and keeping me out of a trade that's a good trade. So I just try to limit the distractions and the noise and just focus up myself. I do a pretty good job of just being quiet, you know. Regular trading hours, those first couple hours I lock in by myself. I usually tune out Discord for at least the first hour for the most part, which, sorry, level up, guys. I'm sorry I haven't been as active in there. But I usually just focus up for the first hour or two, make my money, and try to be done by noon. And then I'll go over to Discord and start responding to the DMs and all that. Hey, thanks for the sub, Brandon. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's just a lot of these like signal rooms or Discords. Hey, Sneaks, appreciate you. It's just too noisy in there. There's too many voices, too many opinions, too many different analysis going on. People are talking about too many different symbols. Like, it just makes it's too noisy. So I just need to sit there with my, 4 charts that I have up, the DOM that I have up. See what looks good, see where there's a setup, and go and execute. Go and make my 1,000 and be done for the day. Or at least not have all the noise going on. Oh, geez, Sin. Why'd you go there, brother? What's my typical risk per trade, and how often do I scale up on my size? So, John, my typical risk is, right now, I don't like to risk more than... It depends on what account I'm trading. If it's my personal account, which is a swing position, it's a little bit more. But day trading, I don't like to risk any more than 20 points on NQ per trade. So $400 is what I risk per trade. sometimes less if I can, but no more than $400. That'll give me 3 cracks, 3 trades no matter what, and at most I'm going to lose $1,200 on the session. That's my risk, though. Everybody's going to be different, right? Like, everybody is going to be entirely different. If you're newer to trading, I would say don't risk more than $300 on any given session. I would definitely not be what I am right now. But I've had time to build up my accounts, so I can take on a little bit more risk. It's appropriate for my account size. But John, these levels define my risk. These support and resistance levels that you see, these gray boxes on the chart, those are my risk defines. And they're also my executions. That's where I look to execute. In its simplest form, that's what's going on. What you see here on this screen, this is my risk. These are my entries. The white lines are my entries, whether long or short, and the entire gray area is my risk. Does that answer your question? Cheers. Good. Yeah, I always try to answer questions as simple as possible because I don't know what people's experience level is. Right? Like I don't want I don't want to be too overwhelming with my responses. Because I know there's also really beginners in the chat right now too. And I know when I started and was new to trading, that was one of the more frustrating things to me, was how traders are always trying to talk in the most advanced terms as possible so they sound smarter than they really are, and then it just makes the newer traders lost, or the beginning people who are trying to learn completely lost. It's either that or you get the traders that are just like, Google it. You know, just use your brain and Google it. Yes, here we go. All right, Brad, I'm with you on that. Let's go clear out that top side a little bit so that we can get a little bit of a read. All right, so Gixer, you were asking about these bubbles earlier, right? Obviously, we have an aggressive buyer trying to step in here. If we get a little run up, but price isn't able to break above 720 and we pull back into this level and drop back below 700, I would expect these aggressive buying to show absorption, and then we would get the move back down. That's kind of the way. Remember the example we were talking about earlier? That would be similar to what something that I look for. So like if we get a little sweep above 720, reclaim down below 720, start selling off and come back below 700, I would probably be short targeting 600. Maybe not on the overnight session. I would definitely at least try the short down into 660, you know, this 30-minute opening range low. Or if you're a micros guy, throw 2 micros on, take 1 off here and allow for the runner down to 600 kind of deal. That would be a nice trade on micros. Conversely, If we get the sweep up and say we run up to like, well, let's see, what are we looking at over here? Like mid 730s, come back down and hold above 720. I would expect price to trade back up into this area, or at least 800, 780 to 800. But now you guys can kind of see what I look for at a level a little bit. That's kind of a simple explanation, really. There's more to it than just that, but honestly, just that, you could be profitable. Just knowing that alone. I think we as traders try to make things way too difficult sometimes. Keep it simple. Wow, guys, we got over 60 people in here right now. Thanks for tuning in. If you're here for the first time and want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button if you could. All right, there's the sweep. Yeah, Jay, fibs play a lot. You got to know how to properly draw them. When we're like trading, all-time highs, I do use fibs to try and locate possible resistance areas above current price, but I don't necessarily use them in my trading. Brandon, we don't know just yet. But if price is not, because you're seeing the aggressive buying going on right here, if price is unable to hold this 720 area after it runs up or get back above. Hey, Chess, how are you? Yeah, I'll be looking for a short entry. Price gets back below 700. Actually, I'd probably try it from this opening range high, this blue line here, at 704, but I will try the short. The initial target would be 660 on the short. Extended target would be 600 for me. Later, Jay. We'll see you soon, brother. I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow. Wow, long stream tonight. We're going on almost 3 hours. We got how many people in here? We got 66 people watching right now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're new here, I'm Wes. If you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that thumbs up button for me if you could. If you would like a free trading Discord community, we do have one. It's called Level Up. It's a good trading community. Lots of good traders in there. There's a link in the description down below. Feel free to join. All right, so it's looking like we had some absorption up there. Let's see what happens here at opening range high. See, these aggressive buyers are now underwater a little bit. see what we can get here. It's just so slow now, too, guys. Like, the opening was so good. There was a lot of movement here. You can see I'm up 625 on the session. But I caught that early on. Oh, nice. We're hitting... wow. YouTube's actually pushing my channel now, guys. That's all thanks to you. Honestly. This community's awesome. You guys deserve all the credit. I do nothing special. I can tell you that right now. Any success that my channel sees is because of you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and support. Like I said, the last week has been crazy. To go from, in 1 week's time, guys, to go from like 650 subs to 850 for a channel of my size has just been, after a year of doing this almost, has just been unreal. The growth has been unreal. What did we peak at last stream? Like 90 people in the stream at one point in time. Picked up like close to 40 subs in that stream. And then the stream prior to that pretty much did almost the same. It's crazy. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Unreal. Can't thank you enough. I hope you guys are finding as much value here as I am. I hope you're having a good time hanging out. I don't know what I did to deserve awesome people like you, but I'm thankful for it. All right, we are starting to look. I kind of like to see one more run at this 720 area. So I'm going to wait a minute. Hopefully it doesn't just quick flush. Like maybe we bounce this 700 area and make one more run at the 720s. But I'm not sure. Gixer, it kind of did what I was saying, though. What I pointed out earlier before price got up here. When I was explaining what I was looking for. It kind of did exactly what we laid out. But generally, I'd like to see one more attempt out of the buyers, especially since the only aggressors that we see right now are on the buy side. But there's definitely the fact that we're seeing these big green bubbles and no big red ones. That's indicating that sellers are absorbing this move to me. Like, unless we see some big green bubbles and this thing pushes higher, sellers are absorbing right now. Wow, guys, we're coming up on 500 views again for another live stream. Must be doing something right. Must be doing something right. Don't know what that is, but I must be doing something right. We have almost 70 people in here right now. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Brandon. Welcome, brother. Welcome. For those of you that are new, I live stream every 72. Yeah, it's crazy, Gixer. Look at what we're building, brother. Look at what we're doing. What is that top box / zone price in? It's 21,700 to 21,720 on NQ, Fat Thor. It's a significant area for me. Like you can see the test, the multiple tests here. I kind of ignore the random spikes through of low volume trading, the volatility moves, and I'm looking for multiple tests. You can see the test from the top side over here, the test from the bottom over here. So we know that this is a key area, meaning if price breaks above here, the logical, and is holding above this area, the logical move is to the next area, which for right now for me is 840 to 860 up in here. You might have a little hiccup here at like 790 to 800, somewhere in there, but this is the logical move. Does that mean it's going to happen? No. No, the markets are unpredictable. But more often than not, if price is holding above 720 and sellers are not able to push it back down this back below this level, at least back down to below 700, the only place that it's going to go before we find more sellers is here. Same thing to the downside. But that's how I view the markets. People say my targets are too big, but honestly, that's how after 4 years of watching the market, that's how the market moves. It moves level to level. And it doesn't matter what symbol you're trading. Same thing with ES. I have levels drawn on the YM chart. Same thing. You can kind of see. Cool. It's no coincidence that this sell-off wicked right down into a level. You see what I'm saying? Oh man, Gixer. So the question is do I believe it right now? Do I believe in the analysis here? No, Fat Thor. So actually the levels that are drawn on there, they're the same across multiple time frames. So even if you go to the 15-minute, if you go to the 1 hour, I start on the higher time frames, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and I work my way down, top-down approach. But I execute on the 5-minute, and I make minor tweaks on the 15-minute is where I find them from. Kind of fine-tune the levels. Yeah, I don't know if I like the gold. I mean, I get it. Although if the short does work out, you're looking at a pretty good trade. Probably back down into 34, 35. That'd be a banger. But trading up into this is not ideal. Trading like downside into this is not what I want to do. I have a feeling gold's going to be chasing those all-time highs very soon. But you guys are better scalpers than me. I can't scalp. I just can't do it. I'm a horrible scalper. We got... How many people we got in here right now? 75 people? Everybody's getting to the charts a little later. Either that or they're just waking up overseas. Actually, let me know in the chat where all you guys are from. Because it's 10:30 at night my time, Eastern Standard. But where do you guys live? Where's everybody from? Honestly, trading on tilt. You're in Orlando, Brandon? Okay. Chicago, George? George, where at in Chicago? Nevada? Okay. I used to live in Chicago for a little while. That's why I asked. Arkansas, Brad? Arizona, Frank? North Korea, Sin? Missouri? Colorado? Florida? Northside? I used to live in Lincoln Park, George. Gixer, North Carolina, Florida. Looks like we got a lot of Floridians. Colorado. North Carolina. Gixer. Florida. Nice. It looks like, all right, so we're kind of global here. Mainly US right now. Fat Thor, I trade both. In fact, I recommend that people trade both. South Cac Dad? South Carolina? Actually, I know that reference. So I used to live in Charleston as well. Somerville, technically, but I say Charleston because that's the closest big city. I actually graduated from College of Charleston. Ray, the ES chart and levels? Sure. I'll show the what I have higher time frame wise on the ES. I haven't updated these, so they might be a little bit different. But whoa. What just happened here? There we go. All right, so this is the hourly on ES. But you can see where I have levels at right now. Yeah, South Cactad. Charleston was nice, right? It just was becoming too overpopulated. Like too many big businesses were moving in there, and it was taking forever to get around there. It was nice, but it was aesthetically pleasing. It was different from what I'm used to. Like I grew up in the Midwest. Trading on tilt, you got to get a code. We've applied for affiliates, but they have all denied us, which is fine. I think they're looking for more subscribers. So if you aren't subscribed yet and want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. But I think they look for at least 1,000 subs. But all of them have denied us. We aren't a big enough channel yet. We're getting there though. You guys are getting us real close, to tell you the truth. Ray, you're in New Jersey? Gixer's like, yet. Honestly, I'll let you guys know 100%. What is the lowest levels? So, okay, so I have 2 down here that are really close to each other. Really, this can all be 1 level. So, I would not execute anywhere in between these 2 extremes on these levels. I just have them as 2 separate levels because of this. But I have levels all the way down. If you're trying to copy the ES levels, I'll scroll down so that you got lower. That's what most people do with my levels anyway. They copy them on their charts and then they'll label them West levels. I wonder how many people have charts with my levels all over them out there. Like if I was to go around and see people's charts, how many people have drawn my levels on? They're not even my levels. They're just the levels that the market determines, right? Like it's nothing. Like I said, it's nothing special that I do. In fact, there's probably, let's see here. So there's probably a level here at 44 to like 41-ish as well that you could possibly draw on your charts. I just don't have it on there because this looks really messy. Right? I'd rather have them at the extremes, I think. In fact, this one could probably even be moved up a little bit at this point. Let's do something like this. Something like that. Makes more sense. All right. Is that enough of the ES chart? You got it? You got it all copied? All right. Let's get that out of there. Oh, because my video is blocking them. Oh, like you mean my camera on the stream? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on top. Here. Let me do this one more time. And I'll just scroll this way up. Is that better? I'm not gonna lie, Ray. I could do this all the way down for a while. There's levels all the way down. Yeah, cheers, Ray. Cheers. All right. How many people we got in here? We still got around 70 people watching right now. Looks like 66 are in here currently. Like I said, guys, if you're new here and want to support the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit that thumbs up button for me if you could. If you want to join a free Discord, we do have a free trading community called Level Up. There's a link in the description down below the video. Feel free to join. Lots of good traders in there. We pretty much hang out in there all day and talk trading. That's a good place to ask any questions that you have as well that obviously I can't answer on a live stream all the time. But that's definitely a cool place to hang out. It's nice. It's completely free. Do I always do primary levels based on the 1 hour chart? So I pretty much start on the 4 hour. I go higher time frame first and then go down to the 1 hour and mark what I see and then take it down to the 15-minute and kind of fine tune it and tweak it. And then on the 5-minute is where I implement my risk, where I make the 20-point levels on NQ. ES levels are a little bit different. I generally risk 2 to 3 points on ES is about all I risk there. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes 4 points, but the levels are generally like between 2 and 5 points wide on ES. Yeah, Ray. So like each everything's going to be different, right? As far as what I would recommend drawing your levels for what you will define as your risk, right? No matter what you're trading, it's a lot easier to do it, you know, trade mechanically rather than emotionally when you do it that way. That's why I do it the way that I do it. But everybody's going to be different. Like some people, those levels will just be a line at a certain price. But what I like to do is find the level that means something, the specific price, and then define my risk around that level, whatever it may be. Right? And I just use the borders of these as confirmation. And that's the most simple way that I can explain it. Say you want to trade YM. Generally, these are 40 points for me. Is what I'm willing to risk on YM. I haven't really traded the Russell at all, so I'm not going to say anything about the Russell. I don't draw levels on the Russell yet. But all the other US indexes I do. I draw all the levels on my charts. I think that's the most asked question that I get is how do you know where price is going to bounce? It bounces every time it hits your level. It's like I don't know that. But the charts give clues. They drop clues. All you got to do is look left. I promise you, there are tells there. And if you know what to look for, it becomes exponentially easier on you. All right, this has gone. Price has gone. The action has gone bad quickly. It's almost 11 o'clock p.m. my time, guys. I'm probably gonna call it here shortly. I'm gonna try and get some sleep and trade well tomorrow morning. Do I ever draw trend lines or a confluence on my levels, Ray? So like, I don't really draw them, but I see them. Do you see what I'm saying? So like a lot of what I'm looking for when I say break and retest of the level, right, is what you would call a bull flag or a bear flag setup. Generally, that's what it means. So like if price was to break above here up to 750 and kind of work its way back down into 720 and set up that ideal, you know, bull flag looking thing, the breakout would be the move. Right? So I see it. I don't draw it on my chart, though. You know, I don't need to draw a line here to go, oh, this is the bottom of an uptrend. Roman, we got a whole lot of nothing. Indecision is what we got right now. But yeah, I'm probably going to call it there for tonight, guys. What I would look for is I would look for either the break above 720, like say up into 740 to 750 area, and the retest here for the hold above 720 for the grind back higher up into 800. Or if we don't run these highs that you see, price to reclaim below 700 and never be able to get back above for the short back down. I would probably only target 660. But the ideal target would be 600 down here. That's what I'm seeing right now. Take it for what it's worth. But if you're going to continue to trade this evening, trade smart, stay patient. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Thank you once again for another amazing stream and another chill hangout. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet and want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys, and I'll be back tomorrow night at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Ray, I talked about the heat map earlier in the stream. If you want to hit rewind, feel free to hit rewind and go watch that again. If not, pop back in tomorrow night to the stream and I'll answer continuing questions for sure. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Thank you so much once again, and I will see you tomorrow evening at 7:45 p.m. Eastern. Peace.